I know that I'm different, self-motivated, self-disciplined, yeah. I learned from my experience. I just want someone.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode from Boys to Men. I'm your host, Terry, Mr. King, and I'm back here today with a special guest, man. I actually met this guy recently, but he's a part of many musical bands and doing a lot of things in the music industry, which is exciting to hear. And I know there's a lot of people that go into the music industry that they don't know the appropriate steps to take to get there. So I brought this guy on so he can educate us on a lot of the things in the music industry. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, but his name is Jesse. But Jesse, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, man. So I'm Jesse Bumann. I'm a musician. I've been playing for probably 10 or 12 years now, and I've been going to UWF now. This is my second semester here, and I think I'm like a junior overall in the course of college and stuff. So.
Hey, nice. So Jesse, let's get right into it.
All right, man.
So music.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. How did you first get started in music?
So this is a fun story.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So basically, my dad tried to teach me guitar when I was like 6 years old. But he had a bit of a temperament. I love him. I mean, he's great. But he wasn't that patient. I had ADHD, so it just didn't work out.
I understand.
But he taught me my first song. It was Pearl Jam's version of "Last Kiss," and then I just kind of put it down. And a while later, he said, "Hey Jesse, if I get you a ukulele, will you play it?" And I said no. And so he got me a ukulele, and I learned to play it, and I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
And at some point, he said, Jesse, your ukulele teacher also teaches guitar. And so in that way, he kind of tricked me
to get into the guitar.
And my mother, she's a fantastic singer, man. Her brother, their stepmother. I come from such a musical family.
A musical, yeah.
And we've been getting in touch with my dad's biological family, and it turns out they're a bunch of musicians too. It kind of works out that way,
Dang.
So that's how I got into that, and I took guitar lessons for quite a while, and I was always playing music and stuff like that around the house, and then I met a couple friends, and we started the band, and we started playing around town, and just connections grow, you know what I mean? And so I'm playing in a few different things. I've had the good fortune of backing people up. So
dang.
Yeah,
So what's the name of your band?
So I'm in two groups. The first of which is a three-piece rock band called Classic June. That's classic like rock and June like the month of the year.
Hey, okay.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Classic June Band.
Okay.
And that's a lot of electric music, a lot of rock music, high energy stuff. And
a lot of Queens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Queens guy.
Yeah, okay. So, and then I'm in an acoustic duo called the Lost Bay Duo, and we're just on Instagram, and we do a lot of acoustic stuff. And there's some similarity in the repertoire, but it's two different sounds. And then I also play solo.
Okay. All right, is guitar and ukulele the only instruments you play?
No. So I haven't touched a ukulele seriously in a long time. Like after I switched over to guitar, like the job was done.
The job was done. All right. Okay.
So, but guitar, I play guitar, acoustic, electric, whatever you want. I used to play upright bass in an orchestra in middle school and high school, and because of those two instruments, I could play electric bass. I took up harmonica one summer when I broke my hand, and I've took up piano. And so I've been playing that, and I sing.
Okay. So how does come from a musical family? Is it like pressure on you to play music, or is it just something that just come naturally now to you?
There's no pressure.
No.
I annoy them with my music and stuff.
So it's like the reverse of what it was in the beginning.
Yeah. It's so this happened recently. Like my dad drops like a piece of ice or something, and it made a pitch, and I went over to the piano and I played what pitch it was on the piano. So I annoy the crap out of everyone with the music stuff,
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No. They'd rather have me doing that than just sitting on my butt all day long,
And I see that you love it. You really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they're happy to see you doing something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Versus something that make you miserable. And because a lot of people, they're scared to do the things they love because they don't want to disappoint their families and everything too. But it's kind of cool seeing.
Yeah, it's and at one point my mother was actually, kind of like, all right, Jesse, if you're gonna do this as a job, man, like you got a gig, like you got to play and stuff, and so they pushed me into playing. I mean, they've always pushed me to get better.
That's good, man. Yo, that was great. So, what is your major in college right now?
So my major is comprehensive marketing. It's a BA or a BS degree.
Okay.
And then I got an AA in business from PSC.
Okay.
And I graduated last May from there, and that provides all of the first 2 years of my marketing degree. So
and that's true. So, how did that intertwine into your music?
So it when a lot of people hear that I'm going to school, they think that I'm going to go to school for music, but I actually found that the more important aspects of music
is the business side.
Were the business aspects, contacting people, marketing yourself especially, and knowing who to talk to, growing your connections, networking, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
All the music stuff, like how to write songs. I mean, that comes from in the field.
Okay. So wait, do you write your own music?
Yes, I do.
Ooh. So where can they find your songs that you have released?
So I'm working on actually. I don't know if I should say this in front of everyone.
Don't worry, it won't come out for a couple of months.
Okay, I got you. So I am working on releasing my first single sometime this year, and I'm aiming for before the summer.
Okay.
So, and that'll be the first release I've ever done, under my own name, with anything.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I mean, you can find samples and stuff on YouTube, the Classic June Band and Lost Bay Duo, just full videos, and you can check out our social medias and find our videos of songs we play there.
Dang, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll make sure I do this, and y'all hearing this first. So I won't let this episode drop until the day your single drop.
Oh shoot! Okay.
Hey, if y'all listen live, y'all heard it here first. But this episode is not going to drop until then because this is actually season 3 or 4.
Okay.
I lost track. I got it all written down on which one it is, but this one will probably be on season 3 and season 4.
Okay.
So, man, just
cool.
Just know.
Yeah, I'll let you know, man.
Yes, keep me in contact with that.
All right.
But no, like you said, the business side, because I think with anything, when people go in with their love or their passion, they understand that it's a business as long as go alongside with that, and they don't get in depth with the business side of the industry they're going in.
Yeah, they focus entirely on how to get good at what they do, but then, I mean...
They get screwed.
Yeah, they really do, man. I mean, I know so many talented musicians and stuff that they aren't so savvy with the business, and they haven't reached their full potential,
Yeah, because the only artist I know of that kind of did similar stuff, like took the business side on for himself in the beginning, it was a rapper, Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
Because he did all the stuff for himself by himself. He owned the rights and everything else too. Because he's like, bro, they ain't about to get fucked by nobody else.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, but. Yeah.
So another one, and this is a little esoteric, but Frank Zappa is another one. He had his own record companies and stuff like that. So he owned his publishing. He got all the money from everything. I mean, he ran the covers from the albums. I mean, everything.
That's what I think a lot of artists are going that route these days because they want to have control over their imaging and everything else too. Because you hear all these stories about what goes on in the in the industry, and they were like, "Bro, fuck that."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what all is true, but
yeah, it's I mean, it's really gotten to the point where and streaming doesn't help either. I mean, artists get less than a penny per stream. So
wait,
I mean,
what?
Yeah, artists get less than a penny per stream on like Spotify and stuff like that. So, and that's why you see all these like old people like in their 80s and stuff still touring. That's the only way they can make any money. And also it's fun. I mean, but mainly, I mean, I'm sure people would rather sit on their butts when they're 80 years old and just release music than have to keep playing.
Yeah.
So.
Dang it. So, do you see the music industry changing anywhere that can change eventually?
Man, what I would love to see happen is like we just all like boycott all these streaming services until
They pay y'all what y'all should be paying.
Yeah, until they pay us what we should be paid and stuff. But I don't know. I haven't gotten to that part of of the business part yet, to where I know all the ins and outs and stuff. For and everything that gets negotiated. Like I said, I haven't released anything yet.
Yeah.
So when I do, I mean, I'll know more about that then.
Okay, bad. Let's go. So, how does everything you experience in life relate to everything you're doing right now?
It all consistently consistently revolves around like work and music and stuff. And I try to balance, because there are people who just, I mean, they could burn themselves out on music too quick. And so I try not to, like my parents made a point of like separating like, business and like family stuff, you know what I mean? And I try to do the same. Like I try to make time to hang out with my friends, hang out with my family, hang out with my girlfriend and stuff. And there's, time to work. And there's some intertwining, because I mean, I work with friends. Musicians are like the luckiest people in the world. We get to work with our friends.
That's dope.
And stuff that goes on around me, it influences my writing. Personal stuff, mostly stuff that I see happening to other people. I say I'm not that interesting, so I tend to write songs about other people.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. It's so much more fun.
Because you're getting them the voice that they don't have.
Yeah.
At that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a lot of artists, they talk about the situation, because a lot of you people voices ain't gonna be getting heard because they're on this level. And the artists that actually express that to the world, it sort of gives them empowerment to feel like they understand what I'm going through. They see the struggle, and they're acknowledging it. So I feel like music is a big.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I see that. Like I see that with like rap and stuff, and some of the rap. I don't like a whole lot of rap.
Oh, I don't either. Hey, people, people don't understand. Like growing up, listening to it, I was nitpicky already with which rap songs I listened to.
But people like Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that, I find that he kind of speaks to a lot of people who are a little on the lower side of life.
Yeah, the woker side. Like J. Cole at the same time too. Like I like J. Cole. I do listen to Kendrick. What's his name? There's another rapper. Now Wale, he's decent, but Chance was good. He's started going toward the other stuff now. But like the rappers actually talk about something other than sex, money, and weed and drugs. Because like even with, actually, I ain't just gonna talk about rap. I'm talking about any industry, any genre, because most of them are starting doing the same thing too, talking about sex, money, and drugs and all this stuff. Because country getting that way. Rock and roll was known for sex. That's what they're known for.
It started about sex, man.
Yeah, exactly. So. And then, it's kind of hard to even tell you what genre is what genre now, because they all kind of intertwining with their messages. So,
Well, and what I really like about some of those genres is that maybe they talk about like guns, drugs, violence, and sex, but it's about how they talk about it. Are they glorifying it? Yeah. Are they calling attention and calling it out?
Yeah, and that's why I sort of now versus the genre versus the type of music it is, I go by the artist, because I see how the artist is relating the message. Because a lot of these people don't understand that music plays a big part in the development of the youth.
It does.
And what they listen to is how they perceive the world. So I appreciate my mother for giving me a wide variety of music growing up. And a lot of R&B as well too. But because like I worked at Rodizio Grill like last year at the end of the year, and I find it so funny because there were some white people. Let's talk about these. There's these white guys and white girls that work there, and they listen to the gangster rap and gangster everything too. I'm like, bro, you don't even live in that type of environment.
No, you.
But you like the music and you want to be like that. But I was like, you're glorifying the stuff that we're not trying to glorify.
Yeah, like you're glorifying a part of a part of life of a part of society that they don't want glorified.
Exactly. I don't think nobody want to glorify it.
No.
Because that's the part where we're trying to get them people that's downer out of.
Mm-hmm.
And like me, I told him straight up, I said, bro, you better put on some Thomas Rhett or something else because look, I'd rather listen to that than listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got time to hear about someone else killing somebody else.
No.
I'm like, I experienced that growing up, experienced that like living in certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
I seen that. So I was like, that ain't nothing to glorify.
No.
That's not a lifestyle we're trying to glorify. We're trying to glorify them to arise out of that and make a difference and find a way to get out of that situation.
Right.
Yeah. And I feel like music is the connection.
It really is. Yeah. It's it almost like plays a better part of the news than the actual news itself.
Oh yeah.
I've stopped watching the news. I stopped watching the news years ago. It's so sad. But I mean, I'll still listen to music, and sometimes I get like news updates in music. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that happened.
Exactly. And it's so funny because like the main person that ever said something about music connecting to the people, Bob Marley.
Oh yeah, man. He was. I mean, talk about like a political guy. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen the concert footage of him getting like these two like blood rivals together, like
and make them
rivals
hug,
on
and
stage?
they hug.
Yeah, they like hug or shook hands or something. Yeah. I mean, he,
he's connecting the people.
Yeah,
because he realized like the government tried to divide more than they tried to show how similar we are.
Mm-hmm.
And if people actually listen to the news, they get more divided because that's what they're trying to push. The media trying to push on you. And the same thing with certain songs. That's why you look at certain songs get more playtime than other songs that have more of a positive message and everything.
I don't know why we're so attracted to negative things. You know, it's so weird. I mean, and even in stuff like, I mean, literally there's a genre called the blues.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's a genre called the blues.
And like, look, the blues inspire so many different things out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you learn like, the pain that goes through there, like you feel the pain.
Oh yeah.
But you learn how to get over the pain through that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the media just want you to sit in that pain and just stay in that pain and like, oh no, you stay down here.
Yeah, well, you know, it's gotten to like where like the news and stuff is trying to entertain you.
Oh yeah.
Rather than inform you.
Oh, trust me.
What's more entertaining, the stuff that actually goes on day to day, or this weird outlier? These are crazy stories, you know.
Oh yeah, because that's why you look at it. Fox only broadcasts a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Other stations broadcast this way. CNN broadcast this way. And you think about it. My professor actually told me, because he actually worked in media. He's like, the thing about it, if Fox stopped doing the things they do, like broadcasting this part of the news, like the right wing stuff, he's like, I guarantee you CNN will start grabbing the right wing and everybody just going to switch over.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, it really just... The same, they basically run by the same company. They just wanted to show. It's funny. It's just like bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's just a bunch of crap, you know. And when I do like read the news and stuff like that, like I try to look up articles like on Fox and CNN, and I synthesize, and I'm like, okay, this is probably what happened.
Yeah, look in the middle of it, the gray area.
I'm so in the middle of everything, you know what I mean? Like my friends hate me, man. I'm like altruistic.
Oh no, trust me, people. I'm with you on that because. All right, I'm a black guy, right?
Uh-huh.
When I tell people who I voted for in 2016, they get so pissed off.
Oh, yeah?
Because I voted for Donald Trump.
Okay.
Because I was like, at the time, it seemed like the better option.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can see a lot of double areas. I see a lot of areas where most people would not want to see because I was in the military on top of it, too.
Right.
So I got a perspective where, like, I can kind of emphasize for this person because I used to be... The person next to me probably has been raised up north and had this one way of thinking, and I got this one way of thinking, and we had these conversations to understand each other. So I'm like, it's not really, it's just a perspective problem that people have on the world and in the world. So
I don't trust people who completely vote one way or the other. I think there's just such a... Well, I mean, I say I don't trust people. I mean, obviously I trust people, but like, no one is completely right.
Exactly.
And I try to highlight that in like my songs and stuff like that. I try to paint, different perspectives and whatnot.
Exactly. Because I had a cop that came on my first season.
Oh, cool.
great guy. Like I met him from the gym. Honestly, like, and I have a lot of friends that are cops.
Mm-hmm.
But you see on the news the bad part.
Yeah.
So I had to ask him questions, this and third, and he told us about the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. That, like, hey, those people, they be trying to get them out there too because they don't want to be perceived, like, they don't want to mess up the perspective they want to create in this society.
Mm-hmm.
Like, most of them don't communicate like they did back in the day.
Yeah.
He talking about how the standards had just been dropped down because of that. It's just like,
it's messed up, man.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
And like, it's a dangerous job.
Yeah.
And I understand. I stand on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you're doing your job, but then the thing that I always see on the media, especially me being a black guy, all right, you remember that it was a kid that shot up the church and they took him to, the cops arrested him, took him to Burger King and everything else. And you see the black guy that was just walking home, got shot, and then for having a hoodie on.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, like, I'm not saying all the stories end like that, but that's the ones the media put on us.
Yeah.
And hence why we got the music we got today.
Yeah, well, and you're talking about like dangerous stuff, and there's a buddy of mine. He's a vet.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, he was in it.
Yeah.
I have a few veteran friends who are also songwriters, but this guy, I mean, he talks about almost like he was playing me one of the songs he wrote and like just sampling verses, and I mean, just chills up and down because he was brutally talking about his struggles with
PTSD,
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Trust me.
It's music is really a conduit, you know what I mean? It's such a great way to communicate and reflect the times and stuff like that. You had some of Bob Dylan's songs and stuff like that earlier in his career. Were very, I mean, journalistic.
Yeah, because like I'm gonna tell you the song that did it for me.
Mm-hmm.
That actually helped me through my depression.
Okay.
And let me know that I need to go see somebody. Ex-Ambassador. Unsteady.
Okay.
That song right there, I remember. I heard it numerous times before, but like I remember when I like really listened to it. I was in the car driving one day and just like, mental health wise wasn't really where I needed to be. I literally like pulled over to the side of the road, like ordeal.
Had a moment.
And like cried, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I had suicidal thoughts. Like one time I was like thinking about just jumping off a bridge.
Yeah.
And like you say, bro. But like that song led me to go back to the VA and say, bro, I need to talk to somebody, give me a counselor, because the way I'm going right now, I'm not going to make it to the next year.
Mm-hmm. There's another friend of mine who writes honestly about what he's going through. He's around our age. I think he's a little younger than I am. And I remember he actually talked to me about the new music he was writing. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's so different from what I used to write because like I just don't see a point in keeping myself in that dark place for writing that to write that heavy grunge music.
Yeah.
And there's this. You were talking about songs that help you out, and I wrote one for a friend recently, but there was this other song, and it's called Deep Dark Wells.
Ooh.
And it's the chorus is, as long as you're not finished, you can start all over again.
Yeah. Hey, and that's kind of my motto for life, because even when I talk to my counselor now, I'm like, she's like, how you feel with your mental health? Like literally, this happened yesterday. We was talking yesterday. She was like, how's your mental health doing and everything? What do you say? I was like, she's like, you still be getting depressed? I said, yeah, I realize I still do get depressed. It's just now I got the better tools to help me manage my depression and let me know I don't dwell in it for a long period of time no more. I sit in it, accept it for what it is, and just move on.
And that's such a difficult part of so many people. I mean, I'm lucky. Like if I end up feeling sad or something, I can write that into a song.
Yeah.
That's one of my tools.
That way you
release stuff. But so many people, they don't have an outlet for it, and they don't even acknowledge it. It's just it really sucks.
Yeah, and especially like with us guys, because if you hear like a lot of the music these days, like they're bashing guys.
Or it's it's pushing an image of like a super tough guy or something like that.
It's hard to say, oh, if you're super tough, you're not. You're over masculine, but then if you're broke, you're a bum. I was like, man, that's why I look at like, I feel like really music need to have like more music to show the different sides of men, because people believe that men are just they do this, that's a man. No, just how complicated it is to say what's a woman,
Yeah,
it's
man.
just as complicated to say what is a man.
Well, because it doesn't even come down to, like black, white, Democrat, Republican,
Yeah.
man, woman. It comes down to people.
Exactly.
We're all people, and we're all different and stuff like that, and that's.
Exactly. But most people, hey, the moment they actually realize that we're just people and all the same, is the moment I feel like Bob Marley vision for
Yeah,
what the word could
like
be.
everyone, shaking hands and stuff like
Exactly.
that.
Hey, because Buffalo Soldier was my shit.
Oh yeah, dude,
Nah,
Buffalo Soldier's great.
Buffalo Soldier. Then what's my favorite Bob Marley? Buffalo Soldier is my favorite Bob Marley song, but I Shot the Sheriff. It's got so much depth into that song that most people don't actually understand.
Tells the story.
It tells a story.
My band actually, we worked up an arrangement of it based off of Eric Clapton's live version.
Ooh.
It's pretty cool, man. It's because it tells the story and everything, and it's got all the angst and stuff like that. And we also get to jam it out, so it ends up being like 10 minutes long.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, man, it's it's great and stuff.
Yes, sir. All right, so what is your goals now for the future as far as like music and everything in life?
So a goal this year that I had, and I made this part of my New Year's resolution, was what we talked about earlier, releasing music. That's something I feel is important to me and is going to kind of push me up to the next level. Whether or not I'm ready for that, whether or not anything I write is actually any good, I don't know. But I know that I'm not going to get better if I just stay where I'm at. I got to push myself.
Yeah, get out your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. And playing more gigs, and getting all those different experiences, backing people up like that. So those are some of my favorite gigs where I can just lay out and then I come in and when it's my time to solo and I get exposed to all this great new music, and diversifying what I'm already doing.
Oh yeah.
With the various groups I'm in and stuff, and my solo music, and playing bigger shows. That's always a goal. I'm starting to see a lot of my contemporaries, get into these festivals, and I'm becoming more aware of certain festivals, like songwriters festivals, such as the Frank Brown International Songwriters Festival, and the Sandy Ridge Songwriters Series and stuff like that. I would love to at some point get into those. And I mean, a general goal for myself by the time I'm 25 is I think to have like 1 or 2 albums underneath my own name if I have the finances. It's expensive, man.
Oh yeah.
I used to wonder why all these artists who had all these great songs only would release singles, and then I started working on it. I'm like, oh nope, I understand.
Yeah.
it's work, man.
Oh yeah.
And to be playing from like regionally and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I at some point I took a realistic look and said, okay, am I gonna make it? Playing Madison Square Garden? No. Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean that's an insane amount of luck, and what the kind of music I play just isn't mainstream right anymore.
Yeah.
But can I have some success locally? Absolutely. Can I have some success regionally? It's possible. It's a realistic goal.
Yeah.
So that's those are some of my goals.
Yeah. But hey, I'm gonna leave you a quote that my one of my mentors told me. When you think about realistic, I want you to start thinking unrealistic. Like, you're going to play Madison Square Garden because you're going to do that. Put that in your mind, write that down.
Oh, yeah?
And just look at that every day and read that shit and believe that shit. Because unrealistic things is what this world is made out of. Think about it, a chunk of metal flying over bodies of water.
Yeah.
Unrealistic.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it all starts unrealistic, doesn't it?
Exactly. So the unrealistic goals will make the world what it is today. So keep thinking unrealistically, because you never know how big how big your dream is it depends on how much faith you got in yourself and how much you believe that you can make it. So, because like, to be honest, this is unrealistic to me.
Yeah.
this whole setup, this whole thing that I'm doing now is so unrealistic to me. Because I would have said, if I looked at my goals from 10 years ago, I said I want to be a motivational speaker, this, that, and the third, retire my mom, this, that, and the third. I looked at a lot of major goals. I ain't done none of it. Then, within a year, started this, kind of get some chance to motivate other people.
It's baby steps.
It's a baby step. And I'm looking at like, bro, I'm actually in a place where people come to me and say, bro, I see what you're doing, and bro, it actually helping. So I was like, bro, I'm actually touching people like I always wanted to.
I'm glad you can do that.
And I'm glad I could do that. And I would have never believed that I could do this. And look at me now. Keep the unrealistic goals, because like they say, don't shoot for the moon. Fuck it. Because if you land on the moon, you miss it and land on the star. So just keep shooting.
Yeah, man.
Just keep shooting. But no, you got any final thoughts you want to leave with the people? Yeah.
No, I think we pretty much covered it. I think we covered everything, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and close out this episode, but I also got to always close out my way and everything.
Go for it,
so let me hit you with it. Remember this, everybody. Dream big dreams, because small dreams have little magic. And how big would you dream if you know you couldn't fail? So keep dreaming. Keep pushing. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in for this episode. Thank you, Jesse, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait for your music to come out and you to play Madison Square Garden.
All right.
Hey, when you play Madison Square Garden, wherever I'm at, just send me a ticket. I'll be backstage with you.
I got you, brother.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace, love, and happiness.
I know that I'm different, self-motivated, self-disciplined, yeah. I learned from my experience. I just want someone to take me serious. Real questions that I ask. How long will this solo trip last? I'm content with being alone in the past, but it's changing and it's something I can't grasp. Turn off my phone, I'm in my zone, so now I'm acting different. I'm to myself, I'm in my head, mapping out this life I'm living. Shadow work on myself, I done already seen hell. Can't fit in, so I rebel, but I don't miss a beat. I don't miss a beat.